Welcome to Walking with Jesus Bible Study. We're going to be in the book of Matthew, chapter 11, verse 5. And this is Jesus speaking. The blind receive their sight, and the lame walk. The lepers are cleansed, the deaf hear, the dead are raised up, and the poor have the gospel preached to them. And I'm going to repeat that. The blind receive their sight, and the lame walk. The lepers are cleansed, and the deaf hear. The dead are raised up, and the poor have the gospel preached to them. These words was Jesus' response to John the Baptist when he asked, "It is he, or should we wait for another?" And I paraphrase that because I can't remember the correct words, but he was asking, in short, is Jesus the Messiah, or should they wait for someone else? And this was Jesus' response. Because it is only the blind, lame, leprous, deaf, and dead who can receive healing, cleansing, and resurrection. The well had no need of it. And it is only those who are spiritually blind, cripples, lepers, deaf, and dead who receive miraculous spiritual intervention. And it is only those who recognize their spiritual poverty who are receptive to the gospel message. Why is that? Oh, because the Pharisees and the Sadducees and certain religious groups didn't believe that they was blind, didn't believe that they was deaf. They didn't need to hear the prophets speaking about God's judgment, for they knew what the law said. They didn't need nobody else to tell them how to live their lives. That's why they killed all the prophets. That's why they had Jesus killed. They knew he was the Messiah. For they had the law memorized. The only problem is they didn't want to change their ways. Just like many people of this world know and hear the word of God, but choose to ignore it. Because why? They don't want to change their lives. They don't think they need to change. Most atheist things is like, I live a good life. I try to be a good person. That's all that matters. I don't need nothing else. But because they don't want to change, because if they was to look at reality, the reality is that they don't live a good life. They live a very sinful and evil life. That's why Jesus told the Pharisees that they was the blind leading the blind off a cliff. That those who hear the word of God can now see. And that they was truly the blind people. See, God came here for the sick. And every one of us that was born is sick. For us to walk around that arrogance that we are in no need of no physician or doctor, or those just of the Pharisees that didn't know that they was blind. They didn't know that they was crippled. They didn't know they was in need of healing. For their lives was perfect. There was no sin in their life that needed to be washed away. There was no correction that needed to be corrected. That's pride. That's arrogance. How dare they? That's Satan. Those are all characteristics of Satan. And see, that's why even Jesus said, no, you are a liar, and just like your father is the liar of all lies, the king of lies. I don't want to say king of lies because Satan is the king of nothing. The only high title that he was ever given, and that was out of Jesus' mouth, is just a prince of darkness, for he is no God and he is no king. He's just simply a prince of darkness, a demon, a fallen angel, a serpent that is to be stepped on, one that we have power over to silence him, to stomp on him, and to overcome him. He holds no real power for anything and everything that he does. He has to ask God permission to do so. He wants everybody in this world to think that he's better than us and bigger than us and mightier than us. But God tells us otherwise. God tells us that he gave us the power through him to silence, to stomp on him. He also gives us in this word of God ways to detect his lies, to defeat his scandal, his traps, and his snares. How to win our daily battle with him by wearing the armor of God, so that nothing that he says or does can overcome us. That all he is just a demon playing with a bag of magic tricks. That anyone can learn these magic tricks. And that is truth. Why do you think they have these magic tricks? Why do you think they've got people teaching people how to do magic? It's just and it's not even real. It's all tricks, sleight of the hand, illusion of the eye. It holds no real power. But God, who holds the true power of all things, gives us his power. A mightier power. More than what any of those magic tricks could ever do. And that's why the devil wants you to remain blind. He wants you to believe that you're in need of no doctor. That your life is just fine. That this sinful life that you are living is nothing wrong with it. But we are all sick. We're in all need of the physician of the mighty God, of Jesus Christ, to come into our life and to heal us. For even the song says, I was once blind, but now I see. We was all dead men walking until we accepted God and he made us born again. And now we're living lives. For every person that is living in the world of darkness is already a dead man. For it's not until you come to Christ are you going to be gifted the gift of life. See, so we are all blind, lame, leprous, deaf, dead. We're all in need of healing, cleansing, resurrection. We're all in need of Christ. Without Christ, without God in our life, we are literally all just dead men walking.